Call meeting to order. 6 o'clock. Would you, I'm sitting around. Yeah, I wanted to see you.
Father in heaven, thank you so much for this great day you blessed us with. Lord, we love you so much, and we thank you for sending your son to die for us. And Lord, we just pray to be us all here tonight. Help us work together and make the best decisions that will best benefit our community. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Sir.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Michael Vandervoort.
Here.
Laura Wagner. Here. Mayor John Krasuski.
Here.
Funky Stevenson.
Here.
And Marie Anderson.
Here.
All present.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Appreciate a big crowd. It shows involvement. I like it. And or action that's going on, which is fine with me. I'll consider it. Okay, the consent agenda. If you guys got that in front of you, you can check it out and go let me know if you have any questions. And I'll look for a motion to approve.
I don't have any questions. I'll make the motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Any further discussion on it? Roll call vote. Lynn?
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Old business, council to discuss CDL training of employees, page 7076. Numbers. Which one do you got? You got 70. Oh, okay, I already got 76. So my numbers are 76. And we
70 is the first page of it.
Yep. You guys have had time, I think, to look over that. Is there anything you need to ask or change if you're not happy with it? To me, page 71, B, is, I like that chart for the percentages. You guys all agree with those percentages? Evidently, it's to be determined, the actual amount, and to agree on. So I guess that doesn't really matter at this time, right? The agreement, for the training expense reimbursement schedule.
Yeah, for the actual amount that it's going to be, yeah, just whenever you guys kind of figure that up, you can fill it in. I know that you had some general estimates, but I didn't know if you had a solid set number yet or not.
We didn't have a number yet because we didn't have the fees from the local schools.
Cheapest we've found is 1,400. The most expensive is 4,000.
Okay, and we're not trying to compete against the public or any other entity. So we shouldn't be in the cheapest because it's going to cost us money to do. It's going to cost our staff, clerical as well as in the field, truck.
I mean, there's testing and everything involved.
Yeah. So if it's between, you said 1,400
And 4,000.
and 4,000, do you want to take a happy medium, like around 2,500, and go from there? Because it's hard to say at our first try here exactly how many hours each staff member is going to put in and at what value. This way, we're not competing and trying to be the lowest around to put a CDL training in. And at the same time, I don't want it to be too high, so because if they do terminate at any point in time, people are expected to pay too much. You know, I want to make it, so to speak, a benefit while you work for the city, but at the same time, not a free school, get off free school, you know? So if you guys have any suggestions other than that, then what do you think? 1,400 to 4,000?
I say we can't leave it open-ended depending on.
Yeah,
Where
we,
they go.
before we sign anybody up, we need to have, so yeah, we have to try it, and see.
Yeah.
If we have to eat a little, it won't go the other way because employee will only have to be expected to pay for it if they terminate it early.
Yeah.
And then it's only a percentage, so it wouldn't be as bad. But if we did the bottom, I know we'd be eating money if we did it at the bottom. And then we're making it too easy. That's silly. This isn't, we're not a school, but
Yeah.
that's for the benefit of the city, not just for that person. Really, the whole thing is set up for the benefit of the city. It's not really set up for the benefit of a person becoming a truck driver. It's for the city work, so I'm open to suggestions as soon as Murray gets back.
I would be comfortable with the 2,500, that'd give us a starting point, and then next year if we need to go up, we can go up or whatever. Because you and Shannon's got a better idea of what it's gonna cost to, as far as staff time and how many hours it's gonna take as far as their side of things, and
Right now, the
I don't-
state doesn't mandate us to give a certain amount of training hours. I can't imagine that they won't change that soon. We obviously, wouldn't educate our employees. But right now, if we wanted to say, we mandate 80 hours with your walk-around training and 80 hours with your, the education part of it, we could. If we said 40 is fine with us, that's fine too. And when we kind of talked, we felt like that may be a good thing that we don't set an example as it has to be, because there may be someone that might need a little more, and someone might need a little less. We just felt like we, as a group, could decide how much, if that student, the trainer thought they were ready and they feel they're ready, then we would do that. And there may be some that may need a little more, so.
And you guys will know that, you and
Yes, learn as
everybody
we
will
go.
know as we
Yeah.
progress forward on it, so.
And we're not burning anybody if they did get terminated or voluntarily quit,
No.
then they're only paying a very reasonable sum, very reasonable.
Now, they're only paying that after they get their license, right?
That's only if they terminate early. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, right.
So if they're in the
Right,
middle of training,
right,
they
if they
don't.
didn't get it, no, then we're out. We're gambling that we're gonna get an employee that's gonna stay, and it's up to, usually up to the supervisor to make sure that that's a person that will, he'll recommend them. He has to come recommended by a supervisor. And if it is a supervisor, then basically he can ask and we can approve it, just like we do with all other policies regarding supervisors. So I'm in for a motion to agree to this CDL training reimbursement agreement with $2,500 fee. The total amount be
So
$2,500.
the total training value?
Total agreed reimbursement amount.
Okay.
Well, that's if it passes.
Yes.
So you guys want to make a motion? Pass. Any other questions?
I'll make a motion that we approve the CDL training with a $2,500 employee cost. Would that be how you do that, or?
Yes, reimbursement amount,
Yep.
yes. Yep.
I'll second that motion.
Any other further discussion? Roll call vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes at 2,500. Okay, and then we're gonna discuss the purchasing policy that we should be passing, and Deidre, what do you have to say in
So,
regards to that?
the original plan was to not make it an ordinance and to just make it
You got it?
a resolution, and then the more that I got into it, the more that I felt like it probably should be an ordinance, because we probably want there to be some actual legal ramifications if somebody violates the purchasing policy, or at least the threat of that. So it's an ordinance now, unless you guys just specifically don't want it to be one. I would recommend that it be one, like I said, just so it's legally enforceable. It's basically the same as the examples that you had. I didn't take much out, didn't change much. I did switch it from saying either city administrator or mayor to just saying mayor unless there is a city administrator, and so I just called them the purchasing agent throughout. It might not be a bad idea to add in a sentence or something clarifying if we end up in an event where there is both a mayor and a city administrator, who it would be, because you don't want to end up in a situation where those two are arguing about who gets to be the purchasing agent at that point. You might also kind of look through it and see a lot of things that it is saying would be handled in the original were the city administrator, and so, you know, now ours just says purchasing agent, and I'm not sure if we would want the mayor handling those things, or if they would be things better handled by like a city clerk in terms of keeping lists or sending out mailings, things like that. That might be something we would want to change some of those, like I said, lists and record keeping and stuff to a city clerk instead of a city administrator or a mayor.
I agree, the city clerk should be the city clerk side of it. I agree that that's like a check and balance.
Right, and I changed some of those for things like specifically keeping a list of people interested in bids. That seemed much more like a city clerk kind of thing to me than a mayor type of thing, even if just to make sure that it sticks around after each election and you don't have to worry about it wandering off with somebody. But there were some things that I wasn't sure who we would want doing what, so.
Under section 21, subchapter H, section 21.8A, I think you've got the other part clarified that you brought up at first, the mayor or city administrator. The city administrator has one. So, and then it says the purchasing agent when authorized. So it would be one or the other be authorized. So that's just something, I think you're okay with the wording, because it would be up to the board to
So if that
when you
seems
have one or the other, they will
clear enough
authorize
to
it.
everybody else, then that's fine. I just didn't know if it was
It
clear
says or, it
enough.
doesn't say and.
Right, it's one or the other. It's
Yeah.
just,
So then it says the purchasing agent when authorized. So, okay, which one is authorized? So all you need is the board would authorize that one when the time comes when you have one or the other or both. So I think you're good there. And then it doesn't really, when you say that whether the mayor or administrator or clerk does all the rest of it, really, it would be either the mayor or the administrator that would ask the clerk to do it anyway. So it would still get done by the clerk. Doesn't have to designate in here. The clerk has to do that. They would merely say, request that this be done. You know, go ahead and do this, do that. In other words, they're authorized by the purchasing agent. So I think you got it all covered in my mind. I don't know what you guys think.
I would like to table it till we get some time to look through it. I don't want to do something snap. That's my opinion, I don't know what the rest of them.
You have a motion to table it?
I'll second that.
Second. Any more further discussion? I didn't know if you had time to speak there.
No, thank you.
Okay. Roll call vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion tabled.
Thank you for putting that together.
yeah, sorry it was so late. It ended up being a little longer than anticipated.
Okay, Bill 1349, ordinance 1721, second reading. CH, what's CH?
Chapter.
Is that the chapter? Of a 60.130,
This is killing.
solid waste customer regulations and rates. And Now, do we need a motion before we go into discussion? Or
We
can
already
just
had a
go
first
ahead?
reading.
Can we
Right,
just discuss it?
right, you just discuss it, and then the next motion would be to
So,
accept it.
I know you have a discussion.
I think that we need to table this still. The bag rates, we discussed last month, and there's still nothing defining what a small, medium, and large item off the first page is. Also, I know that we had some more questions with tires, and it looks like they did fix some of the other rates, but those were the big ones right off the bat, and they just were straight copied.
The tire rates went up.
Did they go up?
Yeah, they.
The first page is where I was looking at for the
It's at
thing.
the end of the one page and the top of the next, and the changes were made.
Okay. But not the bag rates?
Dave approved everything before I put it in the packet. He said it was correct.
Because the bag rates we looked at, if we kept it currently, somebody coming in from out of town pays less than the actual resident that's in town. And I brought that up last month too. And again, we still don't know what the difference in small, medium, and large items are.
Dave did not feel that it was fair to list, because he said, I'll never be able to list everything that somebody's going to bring in. So what he explained is that a large item would be a king-size mattress, something that someone could not load completely by themselves, a big console TV, something that was heavy that was gonna take 2 people. Something small would be, you know, just the average item that doesn't fit in the bag, and then the medium would be something in between of what I could pick up easily that won't fit in a bag, but doesn't require 2 people, would be a medium. If you guys want him to be more specific, I can try. He just didn't feel like he could be
So should
specific.
it-
I guarantee you it's gonna need to be defined, or there's
Yeah,
gonna,
maybe
it's gonna
he-
be headaches down the road.
I mean, he can give examples, which is what he had
Yeah.
provided us, but then he said,
Or
but
maybe-
how's that gonna help?
Or maybe you could make it
Make like-
dimensional.
Yeah,
Anything under 24 by 24,
Okay.
anything over 3 foot by 3 foot.
And put a weight on that too.
There's weight already there.
Oh, is there?
The weight's already there, it's just that it doesn't define what the different sizes are.
yeah,
So you want more specific
I can see that big
on large items,
Definition.
On a definition of what makes a small, medium, and large.
okay?
It's underneath section 60.130, number 3.
Okay. And then
And then under
rule-
number 2A and 2B, the bag, we looked at $1.50 and $2. That was last month.
okay, so you want me to ask him what his opinion is of what to raise it up to? Either $1.50 or $2?
Well, it's already at $1.50. If we add 50 cents to
Okay.
both, then that makes it where,
In a previous council session, it seems like we changed that. Do you remember that? You guys remember that?
That's what
He has it, yeah.
that's where I've got it right here. Yeah, that's
what I'm
last
saying.
month
Okay,
So
during the first reading.
So it
for
just
some
didn't
reason,
get
it didn't
raised.
get
Didn't get transferred over.
transferred.
Okay.
So I'll entertain a motion to table such.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Laura,
Well, second question.
second. And roll call vote.
Aye.
I,
Aye.
Aye.
Motion tabled.
Yes, Jamie.
I have a question. Before you get off old business, is a budgetary purchase that was approved at the budget time, is that old business, or does that need to be put on the agenda for new business?
If you're changing it, are you making a change?
No. So we got approved for our grant for our vests. It's $5,000 and something that we got approved of, and it's $11,000 and something for the purchase. So I was just wanting to know if we could go ahead and make that purchase. The city has to front that $11,000, or, and then we get reimbursed for $5,000, whatever. What's that exact amount?
It's, our grant is for 5,500 and the total purchase is 11,400. We have a grant for 5,500 of it. We've already been approved. All we have to do is submit proof of purchase and they'll transfer the funds to the 5,500 to our account.
So you're really just asking for a loan to pay it and get it reimbursed?
We're about half of it.
Yeah, however, yeah. I mean, we are approved for 16,000 on that line item,
Right.
so we're not gonna, but it's over the amount that can be approved just without going to the board.
Well, we already approved it, we were gonna pay it. We were
It's
gonna
still,
pay it.
because of the purchase price, still has to be approved by the board regardless of whether
I
it's
didn't
in
know
the
if it was
budget or
old
not.
business, considered old business, or if
Sure,
it's
we'll
new.
call it old
If it's
business.
new, then I guess we gotta do it at the next meeting, so.
Do you have 3
It
quotes?
was, we've already did all the bidding process with the Bulletproof Vest grant.
Okay.
Because it was part of the budget, it should have been old business, correct?
I think,
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But is that gonna delay things there probably?
What's that again?
That gonna delay things?
Delay things if we wait? Well, no, probably not, I don't know. Friday, we get sized for the vests. So I don't know
So
what
it's
the,
moving.
I don't know what the invoice time will be, and, because they're gonna have to be customized, so.
It's not on the
Either
agenda.
one's on the agenda.
I didn't know where it would have.
How do we go about for this, Ken? Is there a way to add that in because it's something that's still part of budgetary as part of old business to where we can cover it under this meeting?
I think so, especially because it's not,
It was
you're
already
not really
approved.
voting, right.
Right.
You're not voting on whether or not to necessarily approve it because you've already approved it, you're
We're
just.
approving him to spend the money or allocate the money that we just did. the
Right, that
purchasing.
you've already agreed to, right.
Sure seems to me like we're just approving me to okay the
Right, the
loan
purchase.
Yeah.
on that, and that's over $5,000, right?
Right,
So you're just approving me to go over $5,000 this time
Yeah.
right.
to do that. I think that's all we need.
So we need a motion?
Yeah, I think we should, don't you think?
Yeah, and if you guys aren't, feel like you should do more with it, you can always put it on the agenda for the next meeting and ratify at that meeting,
We
but
can
approve
ratify
it this
that
meeting.
meeting. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you can always do
Yeah,
both.
You want me to attempt it or you want to attempt it?
go ahead.
All right. I'll make a motion to approve the mayor to spend $11,400, give or take, to the police department for vests.
Which would be reimbursed.
$5,500 gets reimbursed back through to the city.
What's the grand total, Jamie?
What's the grand total? 11,000.
I believe it's 11,400,
Okay.
I believe.
To purchase
They were
vests?
800 vests, right? 800 vests for 11 vests.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? Vote?
Aye.
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 Thank you, 'cause that's, I'd rather not see us wait till the next meeting. Let's get that stuff going.
You said 11 vests at 800?
Is that right?
Yeah, there was cost for like sizing and shipping in there.
Okay, okay.
Okay, new business. Chris Harness from Total High Speed Internet is here to speak to council about installation of fiber. Chris Harness?
I haven't met him, I just talked to him.
Not here. Speak about it. Okay. We'll put that one on the back shelf or whatever. Owner of 123 Elm to discuss business plan and possible negotiation of new contract. 80 to 83. Ah, hello.
Sorry.
Yes, what do you have? in
Well, I
mind?
guess this one's on you, because I was instructed to ask for audience at closed session, which I did, as per the written letter.
Yep.
So I guess I'm right here at your request, unexpectedly, so go ahead and ask all the questions you have.
Well, okay, the questions will come as to what you want, what your plan is next, and that can and should be in closed session. But in order for us to do that, we need you to request to come into closed session with us and discuss that. You showing up, at least, we're just letting you know that, I think the clerk might have let you know that the contract expired twice. It expired after 90 days and expired after a year. So both aspects of the contract, it's like a double indemnity, because it already expired. So to renegotiate anything or any possibilities thereof, we're open to it, but at your request, we will invite you to a closed session and come, if that's what you wish to do.
Well, then I would like to request that the council invite me to closed session.
Okay. You guys have a problem with that? Anybody good with that? Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, do what? Yes. Yes.
Just making sure.
Council to discuss closure to Oak Street on October 31st, 2022.
Hello.
Mr. Conley,
I'm a little under the weather, so just let me know if you can't hear me or anything.
what'd you say?
So I'm a little under the weather. Got there. So I'm planning on doing my Scoop Street again. I did it last year pretty successfully. Doing it the 31st, and it's going to be open from 4 to 9. Will be the actual time frame that I expect people to show up and be there, present and everything. Like I said, second year I've done the actual street closure, you know, did last year. I've been doing the setup in front of the office like for 5 years or so, doing that setup. So as far as getting the road closed, which is, you know, the main part of this meeting here, I need a small section from First to my alleyway, closed from 9 o'clock in the morning forward. That can give or take a little bit of time depending on, you know, availability of workers and everything. But just need that small section of the road closed, you know, for the majority of the day. And then from the alleyway to the end of 3rd Street, with the crossroads up to the police, as far as where, if they want to close off the crossroads or not, I would recommend closing off like 2nd Street there, just for safety. But the rest of that section of the road will be closed from 2 o'clock forward. And that shouldn't interfere with any businesses' activity in the day.
Yeah, have you checked with, there's only a few businesses.
Yeah, so everyone I've talked to is all good with it. It's not going to affect their flow of customers or anything.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
I'm sorry, we were trying to get the paper out. Can you repeat to Eddie so that
Yeah,
he
sorry.
knows what street from what time to what time?
So, yeah, from 1st Street to the alleyway at 9 o'clock forward.
9 a.m.
Yeah, 9 a.m. forward. So just in my insurance alleyway right there. And then past that, after 2 o'clock. I
Thank you.
figure that gives everybody doing the trunk or treat side, which will be from 2nd Street to 3rd Street, from 2 to 4 to set up, make all their adjustments, get ready for people coming.
Did Jamie get one of these?
No.
Or as soon as they could, they'd be there setting up beforehand, just without the road closed.
Well, we're,
I've got it.
If they wanted to really set up, you know, hours at a time.
got that next on the agenda to go over it anyway, but yeah, it'd be a good time if they have questions from you directly.
Yeah.
Timing wise, you're good because basically everybody else is closed, it's not affected, and they're not open on Monday anyway also, so
Yeah.
you got good timing, and I appreciate you guys trying this and doing this each year. That's
Thank you.
more the merrier, great for the entire community. As to hopefully the police will agree with me that we'll close this side street as well, so
Yeah.
that there's no.
Yeah, I feel more comfortable that way, but I understand if they can't, but I think that'd make a little more sense.
To me, it's
for
a
safety.
safety issue, and it should be straight across there.
And you're really hyper.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How far north are you going? I suppose you're always 3rd?
I was thinking all the way to 3rd.
Okay, yeah.
More than likely won't be, that whole street won't be filled, because that'll just be the trunk or treat and everybody else that wants to be involved and set up their own setup there and take over that street. For the chambers, you know, doing their trunk or treat on that section of the street, so. But obviously could fill it, I guess, but we'll just close all the way there.
Are you-
But you probably leave 3rd open now, the actual 3rd street.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't see a reason to close that street off.
Ian, are you representing the chamber as well?
No.
I wonder why they didn't. let
She
them-
just sent me an email
Yeah,
and
she
just
sent an
said,
email.
I'm kind of partnering with N, so
Yeah.
I'll know if you approve his that I'm okay.
Okay, so
So, yeah.
what you say goes, but that's what we're going with.
There we go. Yeah, I know that's what we talked about, and I think it'll work out really well, and be pretty safe and easy. Plenty of parking downtown for people to
Cool.
stop by and do it.
I don't see a problem with that. All we need is the police department to agree to doing that. We're in good shape. Anybody else? Board, yeah. Do you have any other questions for Ian? Thank you, sir.
Sound good?
We reserve to yell at you in a minute
Okay.
if they have questions
I'll let
for
you
you. But one of you would like to address us, that would be great.
This is kind of nice following the next thing. So there's no big explanation required. So under section 240, authority for special conditions, we're requesting special conditions for traffic control for Ian's event, just as he described. And we have no issues with closing the cross street second. So that'll be fine for us. So the time's working, so we can make all that work. So just traffic control special conditions for that day. I just need a motion by the council to give us that authority to enforce that.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Laura,
Second.
second by Mary. Is there any further questions, discussion? Roll call vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
We can start on our next one if you guys want. If you're ready to start on it.
This is one house.
What?
The yard sale thing?
Yeah.
Years ago.
I remember Lucille. Probably one of the biggest pictures.
I had some resolution.
Go ahead, let's do that forum. Council to discuss yard sale ordinance. So what's it say and what do you want to talk about there?
Shannon, do you want me to do that, or?
Have it.
Okay. So Shannon and I are kind of on a joint crusade to try and fix at least one messed up old ordinance a month, if we can. We found this one recently and it seemed like an easy one to check on here. The main issue with it is that the current ordinance that we have right now says that if you don't pick up your yard sale sign, then we will be adding, I believe, $25 as a fee to utility bills for people who don't do that. I'm not sure how that ended up in there. It was never supposed to be in there. I remember when this all came around, because Charles and I both explained at that time that you can't add something to a utility bill that is not a utility, but it still made it in there, and so that's how it is right now. We can charge them a fee. We can send them a bill for a fee, we can send them a ticket for violating the ordinance. We cannot add $25 to a utility bill for something that is not a utility. So that part needs to be removed, it can be substituted in with something else, it can be completely reworked. I have done a complete different yard sale ordinance with Donnie at one point that never made it through for some reason. So this is a very ongoing issue, but just as it is right now, we can't enforce it, because if we did enforce it, we would end up in far more trouble than it is worth, so.
If they're ticketed, how enforceable is that?
I mean, that's just as enforceable as, like a lawn that's not mowed.
It is an ordinance law, so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw something out here that I did the last time this all come about, because the last time we discussed this, it was, how do you define, because they was wanting to find the people outside of town more than the ones inside of town. So I brought up something because we carried on with this for almost an hour, the best I remember. Eddie may not like this idea, I don't know. Why can't we have, on Monday morning, one of our recycling guys start at the deal, go to Walmart, down to Five Corners, over to Angelica, and back up that street. I'm thinking tops of 30 minutes, pick them all up, throw them away, and be done with it.
I don't see a problem.
The cardboard truck would make more sense.
Well, either or, but if we do it and get rid of them, because we're gonna take up your time trying to find these people, find them, and we're gonna burn up more time than, my thought is we're gonna burn up more time trying to chase all these people down for leaving yard sale signs than we would just having one guy drive around 30 minutes or an hour and have it done, and we're.
Clean them up every Monday?
Yep.
Wipe slate clean?
Yep, that's my thought,
They
I don't
do that
know.
on one of the smaller trucks.
Any
Recycle.
I think if I'm remembering the discussions that you're talking about, because I think I was there for at least
Mhm.
some of those when Charles didn't come, I remember people raising things like, well, what if their yard sale's still happening on Monday? And then you throw away their sign, and then also Well, what if they want their sign back for people who get the like plastic metal reusable one?
Yeah.
Right, that seems like the solution to me, and I just remember that being raised as a, well, but then what if they want it and we've thrown it away?
My thoughts at that time was, and still is now, that if they're responsible enough to have a yard sale, most people's not gonna have it on Monday anyway, 9 times out of 10, but if they're responsible enough to have a decent yard sale sign that they would wanna keep, then they ought to be responsible enough to go pick it up. If not, it's gone. It's pretty cut and dry.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, I just remember that coming up.
Yeah.
What
back
about a
then.
compromise, and if you pick it up, throw it in a pile at the recycle center, and then whenever they get to it, it's gone. If they don't come, if someone doesn't come by the end of Monday and get it, it's gonna be gone whenever they get to it, you know? We don't have to give a set time, but
Yeah,
basically-
put them on to the side, and then if they're not, if they're still there Tuesday, they can go and
Yeah.
recycle or trash, whatever.
so this way, if they call City Hall screaming about, oh, I had my brand new yard sale I made, a nice sign,
You
you
got
can
30
tell
minutes.
them, yeah, you better hurry it up, hightail it down there.
Would that be a logistical problem for one of our guys?
I don't see a problem with it.
Because there's really only like, what, 3, 4 main areas
Yeah.
that people put the, I mean, McDonald's, of course, is the
Yeah.
main one.
I
What do you
see,
guys think?
I see two benefits to your proposal, and one is to keep the city clean,
Yeah.
and second one is something that I already forgot. I do that. Dang it. Oh, it's a service that we're providing to the city, because I encourage yard sales, I like it, I hope we all do. And it's good for the city, good for, it's like sort of, so to speak, business, bringing in town.
Yeah.
And this way, we're providing to make it easier for them. They don't have to worry about it. It's gone Monday anyway. It's just a service we're providing. Just like we always try to add benefits to the employees, we're adding benefits to the residents. And even outside of town residents, that's fine. They're our community. I don't have a problem. Our community, taking care of our community. You guys,
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I like it.
For the ordinance itself, do you recommend just removing 53.060?
Penalty.
Well, that kind of depends on how you guys want to do it, because with the idea of the penalty being imposed, I also put in place that you are supposed to put your like name, address, and dates on your yard sale sign. Everyone is supposed to be filling out an application for a yard sale, and you're limited to 2 a year. So if you guys want to change any of that, now would be the time. If you
Yeah,
want
the
to
penalty
just,
under here, you've just got is if they don't pick up, then a charges.
but under the erection, no person shall erect, place, or mark any sign advertising a garage sale on any street, signs, posts, traffic signs and posts, or any public utility pole. We still have to have that stated
Yeah.
somewhere.
right,
And then you get to, they'll be placed no longer than 2 days before the sale, shall be removed on or before the last day of the sale, but no later than the first Monday following the sale. So they have all Monday is what we're saying there.
right.
They have all day. Then the information on the garage sale sign shall include all that stuff. And then they're responsible for everything else. So how would you reword that to get it through?
That one I think is fine. I think the only thing we've got is the $25 fee going on to the utility is the problem with the ordinance.
That's the thing that has to be changed.
Yes.
You know, that's
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
something that we can do
everything
if we
else, I
want to
mean,
or
Well, what
not.
about the first Monday?
It's just if you guys still want that other stuff.
So are we gonna clean it up Tuesday morning then?
And Tuesday, we need to at least see which days are their busiest days too. I know some routes are bigger than
Tuesdays and
others.
Thursdays are their heaviest route.
Tuesdays and Thursdays? Yeah, I see. By the end of the workday Monday? Well, we're not gonna have somebody run around at 3:30 and do it, are we?
Well, we might, honestly, because usually in the afternoons,
Oh,
they've got most of their recycle in, they've got it sorted. They'd probably come near getting somebody to break free in the afternoon with the recycle truck versus in the morning.
So by the time after, it's just
okay. So we can say by 2 o'clock, or noon even, but by noon on Monday.
Yeah.
This way,
yeah.
Give them until noon Monday and then have the guys between 2 and 3 make their round and pick them up.
so if we set that up, make a change to noon by Monday, unless
First Monday,
our
sale.
wonderful chief of
Jamie
police
just
has something
volunteered
different to
today.
say.
I was gonna say, I wouldn't put a time on the ordinance. Only because if they pick it up a minute early, I wouldn't put a time, I would just say by Monday. I mean, everybody knows what a Monday is, Monday daylight, have it picked up. It's a privilege to be able to put the box there. It is against the law, and the city's giving a privilege, so taking away a box is not a given right. They're getting it out because the city's allowing them to. So it's a privilege to be able to do that, because it is against the law, and it is against the state law too, so.
Yeah.
It's just a privilege the city is giving somebody.
Okay, but then we're still, but no later than the first Monday following the sale, that makes pickup time a problem.
Yeah, we can assign the pickup time whenever.
Because they'll say, where's my sign? I made it here by 3 o'clock, today's Monday. And it said I can have it there till Monday.
I think the Monday by noon thing is the best way to go, and then if you have your guys 2 and after, it gives them a little window.
Are you contradicting the chief?
A little bit I am,
Or,
but he's used to it.
like, you know, or say like Jamie said, if you just say Monday, and then you send the guys out every Monday afternoon, pick them up, they've got till 4:30 that day, technically, they'll have to.
Come looking for them.
They come looking for
Yeah.
them down
Good.
at the recycle.
Good. I like that, because this way,
Then
yeah, they got
we'll be
picked up.
assigning the time to it.
Yeah, and like Jamie said, it's a privilege.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you gonna reword it that way?
You get all that?
I thought you were getting that, you're the writer.
Okay, tell me how you want to put it.
Yeah.
So Monday,
It's already in there.
just how it states.
Yeah, it's already there.
Monday
Okay, so that's
following the
gonna
sale.
Yeah.
Okay,
And we'll leave that alone, but we'll just pick it up Monday sometime, and it'll be up to us to keep it till Tuesday.
okay,
So that goes without saying, then all we really need to do is eliminate 53.060. And to do that, we need to amend the entire ordinance.
Yeah, to take that part out. Do you still want to leave the information that you want on the signs and the 2-year limit? And like I said, there's supposed to be an application that they fill out. We don't actually have an application, so if we're gonna leave that in there, we probably will make one, for people to fill out. Or at least I don't.
I think it was discussed and decided, but then it was never followed through.
Yeah.
There's
And I think it says that they're supposed to do the application at the police department,
Yeah,
but I don't think you guys have an application either.
It's not here now.
The last ordinance I seen didn't have anything in there like that, so unless this is a new one that was passed, the one I have on my books does not say that.
Okay.
So if it was newly adopted, I don't have it.
My opinion is, let's simplify this, let's get rid of the name and the stuff on there and the registration. Now, it's up to you guys if you want something about more than 2 a year, but let's simplify this thing.
The way it's written here is actually pretty simplified.
I don't know why the name
We
needs to
should
be on there
restrict
though,
it to
Well, they was wanting to find,
to find the person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for the box. Track them down.
Yeah, get rid of the fine.
yeah.
That's the 530.060.
I think they should have an address.
Yeah, I was gonna say the address, that's a given, like that.
Well, a lot of them don't.
It
says yard sale.
That's true.
But if you don't like your neighbor, you want your neighbor's address on there and let them deal with it.
That happened last
Yeah, I
year.
was gonna say that, I've seen that.
You can get to it.
Yeah,
from
they
there,
were
I swear.
turning each other in because
Yeah.
they had too many yard sales a year, and the box was bringing too much traffic down their street, and it was an ongoing disaster.
Yeah, so we should have some kind of limit there.
It
If they
went
have
on
two,
for like 2 months.
but then how do you restrict and how do you keep track of, they already had 2 yard sales this year. If it's not registering, you're not gonna come register anyway.
That's how it turned into that, where you have to put your name, you have to put your address, you have to put your dates, and you have to put all that on there, so that we know if you're having more than 2, and then if you do have more than 2, then you're in trouble.
How,
could we do
how
that?
big of a deal is it, honestly? I mean, if someone wants
I
to
never
have
noticed
three
yard
or
sale
4 a
signs.
year and they pick up their sign.
At the time, we had one lady that was having one every weekend.
Yeah, like a regular business,
Yeah,
and she's getting free signage on
but
it.
that's
Public
not
right
past
away.
the wayside.
I think what needs to happen is probably come up with an example of something so it can be presented to us as this is a final product, and then see if it's something else that we want to pin and change 1 or 2 little things. Right now, we're hitting too many vagues back and forth, and we'll be arguing and debating way too long.
Yeah.
So if we can come up with something that's more refined and only fix one or two things, or just approve it the way it is, it'll be a lot quicker and easier.
Yeah, we don't need to spend tons of time on this.
Yeah, I can go in and just kind of chop out the things that seem like problems and see what you think.
So you're gonna try, you're gonna attempt to do that?
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I'll decide what the law should be. I can do that.
Do they need to decide on the limit though? James?
We could do a registry at the police department, since we would be the ones that would be enforcing that. So we could, if there's, you know, maybe if they come in to pay their bill and the city gives them the new rules for the yard sale, starting close to the summertime, so they know what's going on. If they decide to have a yard sale, they need to go up to the police department, give us their name and address, and so we know how many they're having. We could do that. It would be easy to keep a registry. If that's what you want to do. I mean, we could do that if you want to know how many people or how many they're doing a year.
Or do you want to get rid of the registration and put a max of, I'm just throwing out a number, no more than 5 a year, you know? I mean, realistically, most people aren't gonna have more than that anyway.
And if you just state 3 or 4 or whatever, 5 a year, stated in there, then it's up to us, our police department, whoever, our enforcement, to prove that, well, I've seen it there 6 times already, this is your last one, quit. You know, to give them notice, so look, we've seen your signs out there. We've had to pick up 6 of them so far, you know, and it'll keep it not as a big deal, not as having to register and do all that stuff.
Our Saturday morning officer, that was his responsibility at one time when we were doing that. So it was no big deal. When he stopped patrol, he would just log down the address on his computer, so, and we would just keep track, and we would just submit it, transfer it over to the police department's computers, and it was there, so.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do.
That'd be fine. I think just state it in there. So we could ask you to write it up for, what would you say 3 or 4 days, a year, 5?
4 or 5, 5 sounds good.
Yeah.
5 days a year. That would be the changes up to 5 days, and then
Fix the penalty phase.
Mm-hmm.
fix the penalty, and that should do it.
Okay.
We'll need to table that until we get the ordinance, right?
Yeah, that was strictly to get you guys to look at it, because like I said, Shannon and I are just trying to fix the ones that we're coming across that are messy. And yeah, no, it's,
Okay, opening of sealed bids for propane for 2022 to 2023 winter season. Go through all of the bids here, one. Okay.
One bid.
One big for something?
One bid. Mount View Oil Company on Elm Street, bid for 2022-23 per gallon, $2.09.9.
209?
2099. By Mr. Roy Reniger. I'll hear a motion if we want to accept that. Seeing that we have all their tanks everywhere.
I'll make a motion to accept that. I think it's a good price, because I paid $2.19 pre-buy.
Yeah, that's a pretty good price.
I'll second that motion.
Motion, second. Any further discussion? Roll call vote.
Aye.
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 Accept Mountain View Oil bid, 2.099. And the next sealed bids open for pest control for the 22-23 season. Hey, I can count 2 this time. We got competition now.
Who has it now?
I'm sorry.
Who has our pest control now?
A1?
Okay, I have one from All Termite Services LLC. And let's see, now we'll have to compare the description of all the buildings and make sure they're the same.
They should be the same.
Should be the same, okay, I'll get it out, we'll double check it. But this one total is for $400.
What you need to look at is the price per building is what you should be able to compare.
That one's averaging 35 and 25, so
Is that
average
a month?
30.
Per location.
Some are monthly, some are quarterly.
So do you pay this out monthly then?
Next one is from First Class Pest and Termite LLC.
That's who we have now.
And that's what we're using now. Foreign pest control services to the city of Mount View for $33 per service per building. Golf course bathrooms will be $20 for both bathrooms per service. Okay, this service includes interior treatments per service of buildings and exterior service as needed, chemicals, baits, etc. Termite will be extra, or will be an additional fee, except for the senior center and library that I've already treated them. Okay, under warranty, that's good. Okay, that's gonna be hard to weigh out now, okay. So we have supposedly 1, 2, 3, 4. Got 12 entities in here. Now I'll call them out. City Hall, make sure I don't miss anything, if you guys remember. City Hall quarterly, new fire station quarterly, old fire station quarterly, library quarterly, police station quarterly, maintenance shop quarterly, sanitation department every other month, senior center monthly, golf course restrooms April through September monthly, golf course cart sheds 6 through 7 quarterly, old pro shop quarterly, clubhouse monthly. And
Pro
this
shop
is-
should be monthly because of food.
What should be?
The pro shop should be monthly because of food.
We said,
It didn't, the clubhouse would be the pro shop.
Okay.
They said the old pro shop.
Okay.
Okay, so now I'm trying to make apples with apples at $400. And how many did I say there was?
that's 14 locations.
14 times 30, wait, no. Golf course bathrooms would be $20 for both bathrooms per service. $20 for both.
That's the ones out on the court.
So that's just
On the
$20,
course.
not $20 each, it doesn't say,
Correct,
right?
20 total.
And then here, golf course restrooms, $25. So that's all the golf course restrooms, okay? So we're at 25 versus 20 there. And the rest 33 versus 35 here. And there's one other one at 25, which is golf course cart sheds.
Have we had any complaints with First Class Termite?
No, we had to kind of rework the schedule. That was all done with the previous mayor. So there were some locations that Eddie and I felt were just not getting treated often enough. But I don't have any complaints with current service.
Other than some of those ones that are monthly on that now, they weren't monthly before.
So now those reflect those changes.
Okay, you guys can go ahead and read these all you want.
What was it?
This stated quarterly and monthly. This doesn't say either.
Which one is that?
The one that we have now, First Class Pest and Termite, it doesn't say when.
But that's the
He's here.
schedule he's been
Oh,
following.
good.
Yeah.
The reason I put that on there like that is due to some buildings are monthly, some bi-monthly, some quarterly. It may change throughout the year. So I figured it'd be to simplify, just this wasn't cost per service. Now, like I said on there, should there be a need for a service between calls, there's no additional fee for that. So if someone brings in roaches to City Hall during the month, no additional fee.
Do we have anybody here from all termite services? No, because that just complicated the whole bid process.
Something we need to realize too, if we would go with the other place, and we're gonna lose our warranty on our termite protection.
Warranty, no, termite protection warranty carries on, does it not?
There will be a yearly fee on that, yes.
But if we change providers, would that go with, you wouldn't come back and,
I would, but there'd be a fee per building.
okay.
I've seen one from all termite. I understand, please, I see what you did differently.
I wish that it would have stated
What's the cost on the one you got, John?
Well, $33 per building and $20 for bathrooms.
Yeah, let's see.
It doesn't state the number of buildings.
Okay.
It doesn't state the number of times you're gonna visit each building, or monthly or quarterly, depending on how it's needed, but
That's what I say, that's the reason I put that, it's part of the confusion. But like I say, we did go through that changes last year, so I
I think
wasn't
we've
sure if
used
anything
first
was gonna be
class the
added.
last 2
City added
years.
more buildings this year, or taking away some buildings. Or that way you know ahead, there ain't no, hey, we're gonna add this building, what's it gonna cost now, is this?
He's hired.
It's what if you say, hey, we're gonna add this building over here, it's gonna be this fee. Or if you're like, well, we don't need this building service, you know what fee it's gonna take away. Whether it be a monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly.
We've used first class the last 2 years that I believe, and so we haven't had any complaints or nothing, so.
I think that All Best is also missing a couple of spots that the other one is actually listed. He's only got 12, I'm running 14 as far as for what you called out before.
all best to hire of the two.
Higher of two.
We just done with 500, so.
Yep.
A prime example of the extra service is like the airport. Airport is as needed. You know, if you wanna do something, hey, we wanna service the airport this month, you know what the fee already is. There ain't no, hey, Wayne, what's it gonna cost, or not gonna cost.
Yeah, so in other words, if we even said, well, we're not even, the library's closed this summer,
That's right, we're shutting the
Cover the
library
flood.
down, take it off.
yeah, it's not a $400 fee, period, it's, yeah, how about that?
Per call.
Yeah. Okay, it's up to you guys.
I'll make the motion, we accept first class pest and termite LLC for the pest control bid.
I'll second.
Motion by Funky, second by Murray. Any more further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion passes to take first class pest and termite control bid. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Bruce is here to speak about property at 106 North Pine.
Yes. First of all, I want to thank the either police department or public works or whatever it is for replacing the 25-mile-an-hour sign in a place where it can be seen coming up the road. I didn't realize that it had been changed, but I mentioned it one time in the city council, and it has been changed. So whoever did it, I want to say thank you.
I think Eddie might be responsible for that.
It's
Sure.
slowly having an effect on the speed that people come up the hill. Now, to the issue at hand, I want to make it real clear that I am not complaining about any person or any renter or anything like that. This is not a complaint. This is to me, it's a health issue that I'm bringing to the council, just to make you aware. I live in the house next door, the 110 North Pine. It's on the corner of 2nd and Vine. And the small house directly next to us has been vacated for about 3 weeks, I'm guessing. I can't tell you who told me this, but the door was left open for a while, and they told me it was filled with cockroaches and mice, and trash and garbage all over the place, inside as well as outside. It's all over the back of the house, and you can see just driving by this stuff. There's a freezer that's sitting out, and when that freezer first showed up, it smelled to high heaven of old meat of some kind. It was horrible. I have not set foot on that property because I don't want to be accused or anything of having, anything to do with it. I would gladly clean it up if it was my responsibility, but it's not. And it's a health issue. that I'm bringing to you guys.
And it's unsecured, the doors are open?
Well, now they're closed, but for about a week, the door was hanging open, the back door. My suggestion is to contact the owner of the house who lives in Florida. I don't know him, don't know anything more than I was told he lives in Florida and he owns several homes or houses in Mountain View. And that's one of them. He has a property manager, and there has been a dumpster that showed up about a week ago, but absolutely no action taken to do anything about it. I don't know where the manager lives, or I met him once, but I don't even remember his name, so I can't address that. I just want to bring it as a health issue. It is definitely something that needs to be addressed in some way. And basically, I'm tired of looking at it. To be really honest. So that's what I wanted to address. So thank you for hearing me out.
We appreciate the heads up. Thank you. We can look up the owner and get a letter off and ask them what they plan to do with it before it becomes a health hazard to everybody in the community and danger to the public. Okay, thank you very much, sir.
He does live in Florida. He has someone, a local person that does all of the upkeep to the homes.
Maybe he'll get, maybe the letter will get.
I would know who to contact, so.
Okay, council to discuss adopt a road program.
I had someone contact City Hall. They would like to adopt the section of Jackson Street from 3rd up to the golf course. That's what she's most concerned with, just like the Adopt a Highway program with the MoDOT. It's something she would like to do, and she would like a sign put up in memory of her husband. It's just a way to give back to the community, and her husband was an avid golfer, so she believes that that would be a very good way to honor his memory. I had went to Eddie, we had talked about it, I went to John and talked about it. Just between all of us, we talked about, obviously it's not a MoDOT sign, it's not a MoDOT right of way, so how would we pay for the sign? Is that something she would pay for, we would install? Is that something we would pay for and install, since she would be caring for the road and keeping it clean? John brought up a thought of, when you do this with MoDOT, you basically sign papers and acknowledge that, you know, if you're out there, you are, you know, you've got cones and you've got a vest on. And is that something, since this is new to us, is this something that we would want to go through? Obviously, we'd love the idea of someone helping us keep our right-of-ways clean, but would we need to set a standard so that if something else happened after this, from now on, if this is something that we want to do, what's our guidelines?
I like the idea of a standard has to be set.
And that could be catching.
Yeah.
It might spread if we do it right, and that's
Did
pretty
you,
cool.
did you check with MoDOT on their standards, get a sheet?
I did not.
That might have everything for us to be liability free. And
That's what I just wrote down. I'd like to get a copy of what MoDOT's is and then address it to what would fit us, and then that way we can look at it as presented it that way.
you guys are interested in the idea?
Oh, yeah.
I will contact them and see if I can get something, and so we just table it for now? And
We'll do- yeah,
then
just
next
discuss
meeting,
it.
I can have all the information and go from there. Okay.
Thank you.
And discussion of future improvements to electric in the alley. And that's for your information. People were asking me what we're doing and why, and we're obligated to spend so much percentage, and I don't have the numbers, it doesn't matter, it's irrelevant at the second, but of electrical fund extra, the so-called extra, but into preventive maintenance for the future of electric, et cetera, in the city. And because of COVID, et cetera, we've been behind, but we're not legally in any problem. We're still okay because they extended everybody with the COVID thing. Everybody extended. And we have had some improvement in the last 2 years, as a matter of fact. So we're doing okay there, but we need to continue that. And to continue with our next project, I know we canceled our one on Framo Drive. that really didn't need it, it was just thrown in there for some reason, but I have put forth the idea of the electric in the alley, and we are getting bids on straightening out this alley, so we don't lose the whole downtown area one night, I mean, like that. So it's as dilapidated and old as, well, it's the worst section in the city right now, period. We've got everything else is being updated fairly well, but I'm just letting you know that we are getting bids on that. We'll see what happens after that.
We've talked about, that's the alley that you mentioned to me.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
just making sure it's on the same page.
Does anyone in the board have anything else to discuss? That's everything on our agenda.
I don't.
For the good of the order.
I've got a couple things for the good of the order. October the 30th is the golf tournament. The nightly spooky, whatchamacallit thing that you do. Bob, is anybody going to that?
What is it?
October the 30th, out at the golf course. They wanted a couple of us to go and dress up and let people chip golf balls at. I volunteered you, so. To let you, I will be trying to make it out there as long as I can.
Okay.
You're gonna, yeah, I figured you'd be there, but you wouldn't be letting anybody hit golf balls. You probably hitting them at me.
I just plan on scaring you.
That's,
Good try.
the 31st, Ian's starting yours at 4.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
usually around from lunchtime forward, the downtown businesses and stuff do a, where they go visit the little ones and stuff around through that for a trick or treat. Let's be safe.
Schools are closed that day.
I'm gonna step into the police line just a little bit. They released a couple of bulletins out within the last couple of months. Be very cautious of candy, because some of the new drugs that are coming out look just like candy, and it is very dangerous. So I like events like what we're putting on. That way it's all controlled, so let's try to promote more of that type of thing going forward. But yeah, let's definitely be safe, especially for our little ones. Yes, ma'am.
There is, and we were trying to decide, we couldn't remember the date, the youth center is also putting on,
I think it is Halloween night.
that's why we couldn't decide if it was,
I want to say, I don't know if I can pull up this.
they're trying to raise money for new drinking fountains. And they are doing the fun run.
Oh, yeah, that's that, I know what you're talking about now. They call it a zombie walk or something.
Yeah,
don't they?
so and then when you get back to the youth center, they're having some festivities and someone singing and costume contest and all kinds of things for the community to join in. They just need some new drinking fountain for the youth center, so.
I think it was like 5 to 7.
Yeah, I think it was like 5 to 7. It's in the afternoon, and then the festivities were like 5 to 7.
I can't pull up anything.
Any other events going up with the golf course between now and then? And then Senior Citizens, Senior Center has another fish fry coming up just before it.
Next week, Friday, I think.
So for those of you who haven't eaten out there at the Senior Center, they're doing a really bang-up good job. And every time I say that, it sends more people out there, so they don't want to see me much more. So keep doing that, because,
Very well.
yeah.
The last home volleyball game is this Thursday. We play fair, and it's also our cancer night, so we'll have we've got a quilt raffle, and then there'll also be a silent auction. Lots of businesses have donated, and of course, I think they always have baked goods, and all the proceeds go to local families. So I believe that'll kick off at 5:30.
And the Golf Course Pro Shop is selling food pretty regularly now. You can get burgers and chicken tenders, Philly cheesesteak, little mini pizzas. And you don't have to be have a good breakfast. You don't have to be a member of the course to come eat. Just
Do they do that on Saturday?
every day. You can call ahead so you can have it ready when you get there.
Anything further? Since we're doing such good on time, open it up to the public if anyone has anything for the good of the order or any concerns from the community.
All right, that's good.
On the food for the golf course, I want to add, I believe it's the best hamburger in town. Just saying from a fat guy.
Thank you. Does anyone else have anything that you want to add? Okay, move for going closed session.
We'll make a motion, we go into closed session.
I'll second.
Under what?
It's,
Oh,
RSO.
yeah.
610.021, parentheses 2 and 3.
Subsection 2 and 3.
Motion by Lindell, second by Vaughn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resume closed session in 4 minutes.
I've got an idea.